Seems to be enjoying.
And they're off for the Grade 1 Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, and immediately sent into the lead is Gal Road by Sam Twiston-Davies, and he's going to set a really true tempo here, already clear by 2.5, nearly 3 lengths over Rocky's Diamond, who races in second, and Crambo is in third, and then Lucky Place towards the inside as Gal Road goes over flight number 1. There was a slight mistake in last but 1 by Home by the Lee, who just landed rather steeply. Held up towards the rear of the field is Bob Olinger, together with Mystical Power, who's quite keen early. A mistake at flight number 2 by Lucky Place on the inside in a dispute of 4th position. On then towards flight number 3, and it is Gal Road who leads to Rocky's Diamond on the outside in a close second. Then a break of 3 lengths to Crambo in third, joined now by Lucky Place on his inside. Teahupoo is towards the outside, racing alongside Buddy One and Nemean Lion next to the hoops of the Wallpark. Then out wide is Franciscan Rock. After Franciscan Rock is Mystical Power. Garlaw is taken wide. Bob Olinger at the back of the field together with Home by the Lee, and they're now about to cross over flight number 4 on the rise over on the far side of the course, all safely over, but a mistake by Garlaw, who immediately is driven away from that flight by Gavin Sheehan. So now a long run before they encounter flight number 5, which is the one taken on the run down the hill back towards the home straight. And Gal Road has got the lead, leads now by a neck to Rocky's Diamond, who is in second, 2 lengths away. Lucky Place in third, and then Crambo to the outside in fourth. Nemean Lion is racing in 5th position, followed by Buddy One, who is shading 6. On that one's outside is Teahupoo. Next towards the inside, Mystical Power, alongside the Wallpark. After the Wallpark is Franciscan Rock, who races towards the outside of runners. And then is Home by the Lee. Taken wide is Garlaw, hasn't travelled through the last quarter of a mile. And Bob Olinger is the back marker as they go over flight number 5. They're all safely over, and now another long run before they come to the flight taken just before the enclosures. So it is Gal Road and Sam Twiston-Davies setting a true gallop here, out in front to Rocky's Diamond and Shane Fitzgerald in second. Nico de Boinville and Lucky Place making a bit of ground through on the inside in third. They then have a break of about 2.5 lengths over Crambo and Nemean Lion towards the inside. Teahupoo towards the outside, and then Buddy One as they continue their journey up the home straight. A Mystical Power is next with the Wallpark, and wider is Franciscan Rock, and wider still is Garlaw, and then Home by the Lee and Bob Olinger, and they're about to rise over flight number 6 as they come to it. It's on the inside Gal Road, who just had the lead, and Crambo is down, and he has brought down Home by the Lee, who was very badly hampered and unseated the rider. So Crambo fell at flight 6, hampered and unseating was Home by the Lee. So now they're making the run up towards the far side of the course, and as they go through halfway in the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, it is Gal Road on the inside of Rocky's Diamond racing in second. Lucky Place is in third. Teahupoo on the outside now in fourth. Nemean Lion to the inside is in fifth, and Buddy One is in sixth. The Wallpark, and then Mystical Power on the outside. Franciscan Rock. Then there's a break of 3 lengths back to Bob Olinger, and struggling at the back of the field is Garlaw. Over the first, the flight's taken down the back straight. Bob Olinger landed a little flat-footed, and slow over that was Garlaw, who's outpaced at the back of the field. But now joined on the outside. Gal Road getting a lot of pressure from Rocky's Diamond. Not a great deal between them over that second flight taken down the back. And then Lucky Place is on the inside of Teahupoo. Next is the Nemean Lion, and then Buddy One, and after Buddy One is the Wallpark, who gets a little closer. Over the third, the flight's taken down the back straight, and Lucky Place, who blundered at that flight on the first circuit, once again gave it scant respect. So now they take the dogleg turn. It's carrying them on now inside the final mile, and at that point the Wallpark came off the bit, ridden along by Mark Walsh, and the Wallpark all of a sudden showing distress signals at the back of the main group of the field with a flash of the tail. So now they go on towards the third from home in the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle. They're bunching up in behind Gal Road, and on his outside is Rocky's Diamond. Those are the first 2. And then on the inner is Lucky Place. Around the outside, the champion Teahupoo is getting closer as the Nemean Lion first one to really be shaken along in that leading group. He's now in 5th and just been ridden along for a few strides. And then the Wallpark has now been switched very wide by Mark Walsh to try and pick up the bit once again. Franciscan Rock on his inside, but he loses just 1 or 2 places. Bob Olinger is next, and then Mystical Power, who is now struggling at the back of the field as they now begin to make the run down the hill. They're well inside the final 3/4 mile, just 2 more flights of hurdles to take, and it's Gowl Road and Rocky's Diamond. These two have been exchanging blows throughout. Mystical Power has been pulled up before the second last, so they're racing down towards 2 out. The Wallpark now begins to make his move on the wide outside with Teahupoo, who's right there as well, and Bob Olinger now is coming into the contention with Rachael Blackmore, and she has yet to ask for any effort, and now they're bunching up as they come into the home straight. The Wallpark and Teahupoo, these are now the first two. Bob Olinger in their slipstream on the inside. Rocky's Diamond is trying to pick up. Franciscan Rock is next. Then towards the inside is Lucky Place. They're racing down now towards the final 1/4 mile. 1 more flight of hurdles to take. The reigning champion Teahupoo has taken the lead. Bob Olinger in the same ownership is now his biggest danger. The Wallpark towards the near side, back in 3rd. The final flight in the stayers hurdle, and it's Bob Olinger who's now taken the lead for Rachael Blackmore. Goes on by 2 lengths to Teahupoo in 2nd, but it is Bob Olinger remains unbeaten at Cheltenham, and now 3 Cheltenham Festival wins for the brilliant Bob Olinger, who beats Teahupoo in 2nd, followed home by Rocky's Diamond, the Wallpark, and then Buddy One.
Doubles all round. Rob Corr, Henry de Bromhead, Rachael Blackmore. Bob Olinger breaks the heart of the defending champion Teahupoo and has his 3rd festival success. The world was his oyster when he won the 2.5 mile novices hurdle here back in COVID year. It's been quite a story since then. Some downs, plenty of ups. He has another festival success. So does Rachael. Her 18th on a glorious day for her. Another Grade 1 triumph, beautifully produced. A Rob Corr 1-2 with Teahupoo out on his shield in 2nd place, and the pair had it to themselves. Bob Olinger and Rachael Blackmore take a bow.
10 years of age. My God, Bob Olinger, did I question if you could find anything off the bridle, but what you found today proved us wrong. What a performance by him. He travelled into it, upsides Teahupoo to the last, and Rachael Blackmore just timed it to perfection on this horse.
His head carriage, I mean, there was a moment where you think, well, will Teahupoo find a bit more than he did, but he was never really out of his comfort zone. It's been a season of resurgence from this horse after a period slightly in the doldrums, which, as you mentioned pre-race, Lucky, seemed to begin with his 2nd festival win here, where he was left clear.
And you feel for supporters and connections of Home by the Lee, who was brought down at that final flight on the 1st circuit, because he has beaten Bob Olinger twice this season. He's had no luck in this race. He and Crambo, the horse that brought him down, are both up, both riders up as well. It took Johnny Burke a little while to get to his feet. But closing stages, Whitecap the Wallpark, Teahupoo a stable companion and favourite to his outside. Rachael Blackmore, target on Jack Kennedy's back. Franciscan Rock has run a huge race, as Dave Nevison predicted for Mouse Morris. But then it's the Rob Corr duo have it to themselves.
But look at the jockeymanship of Rachael Blackmore here. From the turn into the home straight, Rachael Blackmore has been flapping this horse down the neck to encourage him along, but has not gone for broke. She's tried as long as she can to hold on to him and bide her time to chime her run, and she has timed it to perfection. She passed Teahupoo at the right time, and he's pulled all the way to the line. This is a really good performance by this horse that I really questioned what he was capable over this distance before. It's his first time to win over this trip, but by God has he proved his doubters wrong.
It almost feels like speed was key. They've turned into the straight in a real bunch for a stayers hurdle. They just hadn't got racing, and then it's not one of those slogging stayers hurdles, an Anzum year or anything like that. This is a horse who's got toe for sure to been able to hold his place, and he's probably just been a bit faster, as much as a stronger stayer than Teahupoo after the last.
And Bob Olinger, he just adores Cheltenham. Every time he's come here, he's turned it on. Remember in the Rachael hurdle when they brought him for that, he looked really, really classy. He just seems to be able to use his gears here, Lisa.
I think this track really plays to his best assets, really, and even in the Rachael that day, I mean, it was on the bridle all the way up the home straight. And he'd done the same almost here today until he jumped the last, and Rachael, as we mentioned, timed it to perfection. But just picking them up here, you can see Teahupoo has gone to the front, the Wallpark on the outside, Gal Road starts to backtrack, Franciscan Rock is still there pitching in, and what a performance by him as well. But Jack Kennedy didn't realise that his biggest danger was still travelling on the bridle almost behind him at this stage.
Yeah, but at this stage Jack's thinking, well, I've got my stablemate covered. All I have to do now is do what I did 12 months ago, and he's just not been able to get Bob properly off the bridle. Such is this horse's ability, even aged 10. I think it speaks of the trainer as well, doesn't it? We've just seen Envy 12 in our previous race 40 minutes ago, and we've extolled the virtues of him coming back time and time again. Better than ever, or as good as ever, aged 10, and his biggest win as a 10-year-old.
So many Henry de Bromhead horses over the first 2 days had hit the crossbar. Rachael Blackmore, if she thought she had bits and pieces of chances coming into the meeting, she will be one very, very happy jockey now, because it's win number 18 for her. Another grade 1. Bob Olinger, brilliant in the Stayers Hurdle, a signature performance.
And a super ride to smuggle him in, just to get him upsides Teahupoo, and he's found plenty in the end.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen him travel on the bridle in most of his races. But whether he would find, he was outstayed home by the lead last time at Leopardstown over Christmas, but that horse was obviously taken out of the race. It's just a fantastic performance, and no fluke whatsoever. He's beaten the first and second favourite in the betting.
And